incredible. God, why was Umineko so fucking funny last time? Like, that guy... I still think my favorite
Which
line...
one's the funniest part?
Oh, God. I think the funniest one, just because of how out of context and like how fucking childish it sounds, is like, that guy was really munching your cookies, wasn't he? I'm like, damn, I didn't realize Battler and Renova got down like that.
For me, it's the sudden realization that all the magic people don't like guns.
They're like, what the fuck? You want me to go fight a guy with a gun? Are you insane?
Yeah, I have magic, but he has a gun, so fuck that.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, actually the guns were super important.
Hey, Dagger.
Hey, Dagger. Hey, Ham. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. God.
Happy Saturday. No, it's Happy Sunday.
Bro, you've lost it.
It's because I streamed on Tuesday. I've never been the same.
I can't believe Kyrie's like that, dude.
Oh, great, good start.
Wow, we're starting strong. We're starting off swinging.
Yep.
Rudolph and Kyrie had been killed instantly, and their bodies have been carried back. Chester 45, 410, execution of orders complete. We await your next order, Great Lady Beatrice. Please, your order. From babysitting to playing you in online multiplayer, shooting down a space shuttle, we'll take care of anything. Of everything.
Wow, that's great.
Was online multiplayer even a thing when this was coming out? Wait, it's like in the mid-2000s, never mind. I'm fucking losing it. Det's reanimating again. Wow, yeah! Jesus Christ. These two are apparently the sacrifices for the fourth Twilight and the fifth Twilight. So in the end, I need those worthless 7 sisters. Oh, I guess they're the 5 sisters now. Jesus! I need those girls to pierce and gouge the forehead and chest. I can do that at the very end, and I'm free to play with it. I'm free to play in any way until then, right? Ava, why are you like this? I like how it's just like magic is this force that just immediately turns you into the biggest bastard who's ever lived.
No, it just turns Ava into the biggest bastard.
I don't know, because like I look at Beatrice and I'm like, this is you, dog. This is your shit.
That's true.
This is just you, like, this is like you, like, 20% more Beatrice, I think. Like, it's not a lot.
The name of Beatrice makes you a bitch.
Yeah, but the other ones seem chill. Alright. Oh god, I hate... No, god damn it, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this laugh again. This is such a bad This is such a bad episode for Beatrice. Oh my god. I don't know if, like, her aura is just nosedived. Her stocks have never been lower. I don't know how she's ever going to recover. Wait. Have you already forgotten what I told you? Oh, it's your predecessor, Sama. Do you have any complaints? Of course I do! You're doing as you please, are you not? Why can't you follow my directions? This is just her realizing, God, I was such a fucking awful person. I need to apologize to my master. What's wrong with doing as I please, predecessor Sama? I haven't got the slightest desire to deviate from the rules of the ritual. I'll make sure to clean these 2 courses up later and drive stakes into their forehead and chest. I love how, for the purposes of the game, these scenes are completely pointless for Battler. because the end result is like forehead and stomach or whatever, like none of this matters. He could like I feel like he could have like a fast forward button.
Yeah.
This is just for the love of the game.
It's true.
I'm telling you, that's not the problem. You act so undignified and cruel. The guy I like won't fuck me. I'll get no dick tonight. Please help. Please stop.
So true, Dusty.
Some people might take it badly. Listen, Beatrice, if you don't calm it the fuck down, your nephew's never gonna fuck me. Oh, Jesus. You mean your opponent in that game who I heard you were fighting with somewhere? Oh no! Oh no, she knows! Oh, this is so bad.
She knows too much.
Oh, she's so fucked! Renove told— Oh, it's over! Oh, Renove! Holy shit, dude!
Fucking betrayal.
Curse that blabbermouth. Well, to be perfectly honest, that's how it is. I had a complaint that, it's a little too much, you see? It's not like there's any need for me to tell— It's not like there's any need for them to tell you to pass it on instead of objecting directly to me. That person's a coward. That person is a resident of a different world from this one, you see? There's no choice but to use me as an intermediary. Well, anyways, the point is— which means that this person can't interact with me even if they wanted to, so I don't have to give a shit. Fuck you. And I can't interact with them even if I wanted to either. Am I correct to understand that this is an unrelated person from a world that far away? By analogy, perhaps you could say that those worlds are like two very close parallel lines. Worlds are very nearby, but since they're parallel lines, they'll never cross. For the time being, you may view that world in such a manner. They never cross, which means that world has nothing to do with me. If you're telling me on behalf of that person to show some restraint, please pass this message on to them. Oh no.
Oh.
Message? What should I say? Yep. None of your business, so fuck off, you old hag.
Damn.
I'm not saying screw off. It's clearly supposed to be fuck off.
So screw off.
Why don't you just give up and die forever?
You know, when you say it like that.
She's like, I'm never gonna get laid! What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm sorry. Since it was a friend of yours, I just imagined that she'd be a woman. No, the revelation that she is doing this for dick is going to mean that Ava will never take this woman seriously again.
True.
My old hag, I'm definitely not talking about you, predecessor Samo, so please forgive me. When she spoke, the witch was looking straight into Bito's eyes. Anyone in that place would be able to figure it out just by looking. Predecessor Sama, there's one thing I find very strange. Why do you have to play a game with that person from another world? And have them accept that you are a witch? Well, about that. That's because making all humans accept the existence of witches is related to perfect control. There's a single holdout, you see, and he just won't accept me as a witch. Why is it that you need that human's approval? Witches are witches and they use magic. Why do you need a human's acknowledgement for this? Because I want to fuck him! Well, like I said earlier, that which is called magic is— I'm a witch. I can use magic without anyone's approval in any particular, so what's your point? In this world, right? However, since he will not accept it, how do I explain it? I don't need an explanation. After all, isn't this about a different world that never crosses this one? In other words, it's just as though the world doesn't exist. Whether you're fighting in a game from another world or talking about your delusions, that doesn't change anything. I'll say it again. It has nothing to do with me. And I am already a witch. Predecessor Sama, somehow or another it seems that you can't become a witch as long as this person doesn't accept you. But I'm different. I'm better. Fuck you.
I'm built different.
Even though no one has accepted me, I'm already an excellent witch. Since you are my predecessor, I will formally pay you respect, but that is out of goodwill, not out of duty. I do not seek your advice anymore. I understand very clearly what I should do now and how I should play from now on. So carry out the ceremonial murder of the 13 people as a final act of respect for you. However, as for the methods I use, and what I do after that, there's absolutely no reason I should be lectured by you on those. Therefore, I'll be counting on you in that regard. Bito, you should kill this girl. You should kill her.
True.
Hello, people I forced to tolerate me. What are you talking about, Barry? We like you. Despite the fact that I'm constantly getting punched in the face. I'm literally so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. It's a lazy Sunday.
Only 4:30.
It's lazy Sunday. Don't listen to Addie. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Huh?
Lazy Sunday. At that glance, those words seem obedient, but they contain within them a clear parting of ways. They were saying, as clear as could be, I have no more reason to rely on you, so don't get into the way of my fun. Bito understood that, and was dejected, realizing that no matter how she explained it, she wouldn't be able to make the witch understand. Oh my god.
Sad, isn't it?
Remember when she used to be the
thing you've ever seen?
Remember when she used to be the scariest thing in this game?
Yep. Never forget.
I feel like it's like, you know how it's like the it's so over, we're so back cycle? I feel like it's the girl boss, girl failure cycle for Bito. I don't think we've ever hit girl failure this hard, though. This is incredible. The idea that she can even come back from this. I hope you feel better soon, Barry. I see. It's no longer my problem. Go ahead and learn firsthand how magic ceases to exist when you lose your feeling of respect for it. That carefree rampage of yours up until now, I would dearly like to hear how that could be called respect. Yo, you're getting fucking smacked by this child. You gotta step it up. This is sad.
Step back, girl.
Genuinely, just like, if you're not gonna step your game up, leave. Just fuck off. A single hoa echoes from the depths of a blanket mountain. Incredible. After hearing that, Bito cannot respond because she remembered hearing exactly the same thing from her master. So, Chester sisters, my predecessors was just leaving. Please see her off. Predecessor Sama, please retire from this place. If you don't, we'll be scolded.
God, her voice.
Yeah, throughout her body, Bito felt something invisible in the Chester sisters' eyes, which can only be described as an oppressive feeling. Most likely, they were initiating firing calculations. It was an action much like taking out a gun and cocking it. And their yibbies aren't even out. Incredible. These are bunny soldiers of King Arthur's court, I believe?
Yeah.
These are British bunny soldiers. They're doing firing solutions on this witch. Even Bito could not escape from the Chester sisters' attacks without any preparation. In the past, she had placed her greatest trust in them, so she knew down to her very soul how terrifying they were. Predecessor Sama, if you would retire, I would not recommend damaging Beatrice Sama's mood any further. Predecessor Sama, this is sad. Oh my,
Yes,
oh,
no
this is just like a humiliation train. Alright, I'll take my I'm leaving. I'll take my time appreciating the circumstances you will put in yourself. You put yourself in. That was as close as you could get to a loser's last retort. So after Bito hit herself, the witch and her furniture fell over laughing. Well, I understand. Endless power is fun. The joy of freely toying with the life. The epitome of finite things cannot be explained to those who have not tasted it. I can understand the feeling of being possessed with that pleasure. It must have been quite fun. Vergilia's just sitting here like, Not so fucking fun, is it? Not so fucking fun, is it, you dumb bitch? Judging from your antics in the past, are you saying it's like how you used to admonish me in the past, Master, and I did not listen? Why is it that you have started trying to scold that child for her actions? I need dick! Master, I need dick so bad! Well, There's a single large difference between you and that child. That child may already be a witch. Of course, you are also a witch, in the world on top of the game board. However, to be accepted as a witch outside of the game board, you need to have your opponent in this game, Battler-kun, accept you. You must have understood that when you started the game. People at the theater today seem very upset when I correctly identified Papa Smurf as a Smilf. Anyways, how are you all doing today? Oh.
Hey, Liger.
I'm also upset. Hey, Liger.
Identified Papa Smurf as a Smilf?
A Smurf I'd like
Milf?
to fuck. No, a Smurf I'd like to fuck.
Oh!
Technically, wait a second. Wouldn't it? Give me 1 second here. It'd be a Sills, wouldn't it? A Smurf I'd like to Smurf.
A Smurf I'd like to Smurf?
Yeah, it'd be a Sills. Smurf I'd like to Smurf.
Why are we smurfing him?
I don't know. I guess because he's like a Smurf dilf. Fucking,
Okay.
I don't know. Not as funny.
That is funny.
Smurf I'd like to Smurf is pretty. Listen. I'll take. I'm gonna go to bat for that one. Sills is not nearly as funny as Smilf, but anyways,
Smilf is funnier.
Smilf is funnier. Smurf I'd like to Smurf though is grammatically accurate to the Smurfs.
Yes, Dad.
You're welcome. This is the equivalent of what Bito just went through. I thought that if I could show off with a whirlwind of proof that I'm a witch, blow away his feelings that made him deny me and break him completely, maybe I could get some dig. He would accept me as a witch. This is really starting to read as like accept me as a witch, meaning like it's almost like closer to like accept me as a woman. It all went my way last time, so I thought it was just a breath away. It's actually the opposite. Battler-kun was shocked by your brutality. The reason he stepped up as your opponent was not because he accepted you as an equal opponent. It was based on a strong animosity, which you tried to completely deny the existence of a brutal witch. In your foolishness, you probably felt that Battler-kun, considering himself as your opponent, was the first step towards making him accept that you are a witch. However, it was actually the exact opposite. Battler-kun challenged you in this game because he definitely would not accept you as a witch. No matter how much the thoughtless north wind blew, the traveler only wore his cloak even tighter. You were committing a huge error from the very beginning. Actually, you fucked up the second you were like, this should be easy. This game is not torture to break Battler-kun. It is a test in which you must work hard to make Battler-kun accept you. This feels like relationship advice. This feels like you're getting like you're just like, what do you mean I just can't break this dude over my knee and then like make him love me? You have no, you have to like make him accept you. This is gonna be long and hard, and you're gonna have to fucking work for it, dog. I vaguely, realize that. Jesus Christ, Bito, come on! You have to stop. You have to pick yourself up off the ground at some point.
Get it together, woman.
This is literally like Bito is like like she has tripped, she has spilled her McNuggies and sauce and fries, and she's like tearfully looking up at like everyone around her. Last time it was a tough game for Battler-kun, but it seems like you've already noticed. This time the game's tough for you. She's crying, dog! Alright, see you later.
Baby.
What should I do from now on? Think about it yourself, dipshit. Fortunately, you've already abandoned being a piece in the game board and relegated things to the new witch. You should have time to deliberately ponder upon yourself. But Battler's already a big ball of hostility. He won't accept witches and he won't accept me. In that case, how do I make Battler accept me then? Are you saying that the North Wind doesn't work, that I should shine on him as the sun from now on? Be nice to the guy you like, Bito. I know this is a shocker for you.
This is how I react when people tell me to be nice to you.
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
That was such a loud laugh.
I'm just sitting here imagining myself as like the north wind just like battering me and like blowing like I'm freezing to death, and I'm just like, wow, the sun's so nice today. I should after this all this time. It is October now, the Halloween season. This is the month of rebirth, when the sun dies and is revived again. When the sun is weak right after reviving, it may pale in comparison to the cold winter winds. However, it slowly grows and is eventually able to hail the coming of spring. This is relationship advice. They're talking about a relationship here. This is love! At that time, the traveler may even fold up his cloak. So you say that I am mistaken. Hey, Video Tree. Umineko Sunday. Hope everyone's been having a good weekend. Yeah, it's been a pretty good one. I was very productive yesterday, so I have nothing to do but fuck around today.
I ate ice cream.
I also had ice cream. They fucked up my order.
I did fuck you up.
Why did they double chocolate me, man? I didn't ask for double chocolate. I asked for an orange shake and a chocolate.
Should have been me. It should have been me.
The beautiful gold. No, listen. The orange chocolate hybrid is important because the nice bright tones of the orange help prevent the chocolate from becoming too rich and overpowering. It's important.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The beautiful hall of the Ushiromiya mansion was covered in a golden glow like gold leaf, and stained deep red with thick spurts of blood. The number of deaths given to Rudolph and Kyrie had long surpassed anything you could count on both your fingers and toes. More than 20. The witch was breathing so hard her shoulders shook, but it wasn't because she was tired. She just couldn't hide the ragged breathing caused by her still uncontainable excitement. Keep it in your pants, Ava. Jesus Christ. I hate her laugh so much. That one was fine, actually, but I hate her laugh.
That one was the best one she's had so far.
And it was, like, kind of still like, okay, that's fine, I guess. How fun as it is to do as I will with the life and the death of people. Before the power of the Endless Witch, every one of the infinities I paint with my mind becomes a reality. No matter how sloppily I mash them, I can revive them, returning them to normal with just a snap of my fingers. Because in the end, I just have to return the corpses to normal and take a token show following the epitaph. Yep, awful.
There we
bad,
go.
Bad,
There we go.
bad. It's bad.
That's the one, baby.
Hey, you guys, have you ever sliced a stuffed animal stomach open? Never, hee hee. What about you, 45? No, I've never done it. My apologies. Of course not. Normally you wouldn't, especially not if it was a stuffed animal you like. But I've always thought about it. I wonder what was packed inside a fluffy stuffed animal that I love so much. Jesus Christ. I'd always thought I'd like to peek inside one day. If you cut it open and looked inside, your curiosity might be quelled, but the stuffed animal would be broken. So even though you want to see it, you can't. You understand that feeling, right? The power of the Endless Witch can grant exactly that wish. Now, I can slice the stuffed animal all I want. Wow, I love how Toby Fox got the character of Shara from Umineko. Just the idea of, like, loading and seeing everything, and, like, the idea of, like, nothing matters.
I don't need more information.
Oh, okay. It's Undertale. It's not even, like...
I don't need more information.
With a bit of magic, I can revive it back to normal. In other words, it means that I have broken all limitations in this world. As I am now, I don't have to hesitate to strain over anything of the sort. That joy, there's probably no one who can understand it, except for the girl who just like, hey, calm down, please calm down, please. And then you laughed at her and ran her off. No one other than me, the Endless Witch. As the witch let out an euphoric cry, she revived Rudolph and Kyrie again. It's incredible how fast she's fallen into solipsism. It's truly incredible. It's an excellent speed run. It's been an afternoon. As the witch let out a euphoric cry, she revived Rudolph and Kyrie again, and faster than they could realize, she killed them right away. As she made it known that something other than cod was stuffed inside those two. God, Hideyoshi's been here this whole time. Oh no. Hideyoshi's gotta die now because he can't actually know about any of this. Otherwise, it just completely breaks the game board. Give it a rest, Ava. Ah, you're here. In that hall of tragedy, Hideyoshi showed himself his gun ready. The witch had sealed the mansion with a barrier, so Hideyoshi had nowhere to run. He probably picked up Rudolph's or Kyrie's gun and come back. It seemed that the gun, which should have been something to be feared, was no longer an object she took seriously now that she was overflowing with magical power. Her bold expression didn't flinch in the sight. I love how they're like, guns are actually like super bad and can absolutely kill any like a witch or like any kind of magical servant or whatever. Only for like the story to immediately be like, Ava is so strong she doesn't need to worry about this weakness that I just put in.
And then he shoots her to death.
God. Why'd you have to kill Rosa-san and Maria-chan and Rudolph-kun and Kyrie-san? I am the head of the Ushiromiya family and the Witch of Rokunjima. I am free to start whatever I want, whatever I like on this island. Just isolating this one instant and asking them about their life and death with them is meaningless to me. Hideyoshi was struck speechless by that all too callous response from the witch. Could someone's personality change so much just by finding Kinzo's gold? Just how high was that gold pile? I can't even imagine it. It must have been enough to make you lose your sanity. Still, if there was that much gold, why didn't you think graciously splitting it up? You misunderstand. All that belongs to the Golden Witch. No one is qualified to touch it except for me. Bless you.
Sorry.
What are you? Are you trying to say that the thing Ava told me about long ago? The witch Ava from when she was young? That's right. Me in my youth, who was always living in the heart of your wife, Ushiromiya Ava. And I'm a witch. Ava has become an adult by forgetting me. So she can't use magic. Everyone fills their head sometimes with innocent yet cruel fantasies as kids. Even me, when I was young, I'd sometimes go around stepping on ants and pulling wings off dragonflies. But you learned the importance of life and got out of that cruel childhood age. Right now, you really are a child, you know? A personality that Ava should have outgrown. That's not Ava. It's a different human. That's right. I'm not Ushiromiya Ava. I'm the Golden Witch, Beatrice. It's so fun not being bounded by any limitations. And the pleasure of being able to do as I will with life and death is truly wonderful. I don't have to apologize for breaking the goldfish bowl. And I can tear the stuffed animal as much as I want. Bang. A dry sound. It was the sound of Hideyoshi slapping the witch's face!
Damn.
So he's absolutely dead. This is cool.
He got a slapping though.
Hideo, like, it doesn't matter how badly she fucking mutilates him, he won. By looking at the hall stained deep red with fresh blood, he should have been able to imagine how terrible the witch was. But without fear, without even hesitating, Hideyoshi had walked determinedly up to her and hit her on the cheek. Not even my own dad hit me! That's not true. Kinzo definitely hit his kids. You dolt! Don't act like you're cruel when you're really a coward and a weakling! Damn! I'll keep you on the straight and narrow, you wicked woman! Right?
Damn.
Eddie, does Umineko hate women? Like, I feel like it's hard to say because they clearly love women so much, but do they hate women? You dumbo! Nitwit! Ow! Ow! Hey! You fucking knock it off! You used to be a woman who understood how important, how fragile a life was. I'll knock some sense back into you. What's all this about witches? What a load of crock! Hideyoshi, you're so fucking cool. You're so fucking cool. You're my wife, Ushiromiya Ava. A witch in the kitchen, thoughtfully whipping up snacks from leftovers in the fridge. That's the only witch you are. Dude, I think Umineko hates women. Open your eyes, you blundering dolt. Didn't I just say that I'm not Ushiromiya Ava? That's horse crap! Sorry. That's horse shit! You! As tears dripped down his face, Hideyoshi kept hitting the witch's head. He wasn't even pointing the gun at her anymore. So, that sound of gunfire couldn't have come from the gun Hideyoshi was holding. Oh, fuck! The gun, which had fallen in the corner near Rudolph's body, was floating in the air, and smoke lingered near the barrel. And the bullet? A red stain was slowly spreading across the chest of Hideyoshi's vest. Even though his back was facing the barrel of the gun, the bullet was embedded in Hideyoshi's chest. Ava... I told you, I'm not Ava. What a stupid, annoying man. You're a pain, so I'll switch the sacrifice for the sixth twilight to you. If you had just stayed hidden under a bed, quibbling or something, I planned to let you go. You deliberately came back. You really are a stupid man. Dunk. Okay, so this is war. Like this is Ava like killing herself at this point, like to get back at her. There was a dull sound as Hideyoshi fell to the floor. Even though he would be able to escape his pain by dying, he resisted that until the very last second. Staring straight into the witch's eyes, he passed away. Because he had died without closing his eyes for a short while, the witch didn't realize that he was dead, and she remained pinned down by that gaze. Will we make this one a new toy and play? At those words, the witch finally realized that Hideyoshi was dead. Ah, right, what do we do? She asked her sisters, waited for instruction. On the inside, they imagined an order even more brutal than before from their master. The expression that rose to the witch's face looked as though she had gotten over her excitement. She looked down at Hideyoshi's face, which had still had tears dripping down it. This guy totally ruined my mood. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, you there? Yes, right here. Clean up, please. My predecessor will be annoying. Please make it clean enough that the old hag will accept it. I guess follow the rules of the ritual out of responsibility to my predecessor. Please make these three corpses the fourth twilight throughout the sixth twilight. Lucifer, you're up. This is for the crowd, right here. Dig into these three corpses and gouge them. Into the corpses? That's right. You have a problem with that? No. The Seven Sisters of Purgatory had a modest sense of pride. It was the pride of a hunter, the pride of gouging prey that they had brought down themselves. However, being told to gouge a corpse that somebody else had brought down ran contrary to that feeling. Of course, that was not the witch's intention, but for the Seven Sisters, it was horribly humiliating. However, they had already messed up with two of the sisters defeated, so they had no right to question her. William Renove appreciated that, and he rested his hand on her shoulder in understanding. It is Beatrice-sama's orders. Lucifer, carry the three and deal with them in accordance to the protocol of the ritual. Then, when you're done, lend me a hand with cleanup. Certainly. The witch looked down upon Hideyoshi's corpse, as though implying that this somehow weird atmosphere was all Hideyoshi's fault. Stupid man. He didn't even have to die. Oh, fuck. I do appreciate that, like, clearly, like, even though she's, like, super denying it and she's being a total fucking brat about it, like, Beatrice Ava still, like, has, like, some, like, level of fondness in her heart for Hideyoshi. Like, not even all that other shit can, like, get rid of, like, the fact that she was just like, man, this sucks. I hate this.
Yeah.
Honey, where are you? You're there, right? Answer me. The sound of a loud thunderbolt woke Ava from her nightmare. If Hideyoshi had been gripping her hand at this time, her fearful heart would probably have been instantly healed. However, Hideyoshi, who had sworn that he wouldn't leave even for a moment, was nowhere to be seen in the room. Honey, answer me. Honey! She's totally going to kill herself one way or another. Whether it's like actually killing herself or just killing witch Ava. 30 minutes already passed.
George.
Say what?
At least she still has George.
Yeah. 30 minutes had already passed since Rudolph's group had left the guest house. Well, if she realizes that like her continued survival means that George is still at risk, she's definitely killing herself.
True.
30 minutes had already passed since Rudolph's group left the guest house. By any measure, their return was too late. And Kraus and Nazi, who were waiting by the entrance, were now about as restless as they could stand. The chain was set on the door. That was a precaution in the event that Rudolph's group was attacked and the master key was stolen from them. For that reason, they needed to wait by the entrance like this for the others to return. Thank you. Wow. Uma Musume when they neigh. I'm just trying to imagine like who would be who, and then I'm like, no, that's silly. I should stop doing that. Thank you for the sub, Hempley. How we doing?
What's up?
For that reason, they needed to wait by the entrance like this for the others to return. They really are taking too long. You don't think something happened to them? God, Kraus is like one of the only adults left alive. This sucks. Beatrice
So he's
as a
right
horse.
there, dude.
Yeah. she doesn't count as an adult whenever any other adult is alive. We know that. That's a tiny gun. It's the perspective of this. Normally the guns are feel like they're kind of like a cut off Winchester sort of thing. This just feels like, I don't know if it's how they drew it with Rudolph particularly, or just whatever, but with Krause in particular. But it just looks so fucking tiny in his hands. It looks like a toy gun for a child.
Yeah, big man.
He can barely fit his fucking finger in the trigger guard. This sucks. Krause glanced between the clock and the door, struggling to feign composure. By some chance they were not to return. Terrible thought, but it looks as though we should ready ourselves for that possibility. It really was reckless, after all. That is what I said. Why did they go outside when they knew it was this dangerous? How foolish. Why go outside even though Rosa-san had just been attacked? Nothing will come from saying that now. In any event, there are now 3 adults in this guest house. Me, you, and Ava, who's asleep with a high fever. At that time, there was a forceful shriek from the hallway of a door being opened and Ava's shrieking voice. Well, okay, then that's Ava's alibi, then. Because, she was there the whole time. Doing okay. I'm sure it was meant to be protected, but the gun is tiny in comparison to him. Yeah, it's rough. Doing okay. Went to go play board games with a friend whose birthday I was celebrating yesterday. It was a good time. Good if tired times. Well, that's nice. I'm glad that your weekend is going well.
Hell yeah.
At that time, there was a forceful sound from the hallway of a door being opened, and Ava's shrieking voice. The voice kept calling Hideyoshi's name. It seemed as though the high fever had given her a bad dream or something. Now she was calling her husband's name. Eva-san, what is it? Are you alright? Where's my husband? My husband isn't here. He promised that he'd stay with me the whole time. He promised that he'd hold my hand the whole time. Krause was taken aback by this attitude of hers, which she had never shown in front of him before, but Natsuhi understood her feelings. Calm down. Hideyoshi-san is with Rudolph-san and Kyrie-san, and they're outside right now. Outside? But why? He promised that he'd stay with me the whole time. Why did he go outside? You mustn't go outside. The witch is outside. You mustn't go. You'll be killed.
Jesus Christ, her voice.
Yo, she's going crazy. Ava, calm yourself. Hideyoshi-san is back in the mansion with Rudolph and Kyrie-san. Why did he have to go to the mansion? Why did you let him outside when it's safe in here? Why did he go back into the mansion? They went outside. They went to get enough food to last till tomorrow. Hideyoshi-san was worried about your health and he told us so. When will they come back? When will he come back? You can't go outside. Not to the Rose Garden. Not to the mansion. The witch is there. The Golden Witch is walking around. If she finds him, he'll be killed. He'll definitely be killed. When will my husband come back? They left here 30 minutes ago. We were waiting for their return. 30 minutes? That makes no sense. Why would it take him so much time to go to the mansion, get food, and come back? Why are you two just standing around here? We have to go get him. Quick, we have to go to where he is. Ava had probably had quite a nightmare, and after waking up and discovering that it still wasn't over, she could no longer hide her confusion. Natsuhi tried calming her down, but it only made Ava's emotions explode all the more. Maybe they heard that disturbance. The lobby door opened slightly, and Battler and the kids, who should have been upstairs, poked their faces out. Natsuhi, Ava, Krause, Natsuhi, Ava, and Battler, George, Jessica, and Nanjo. Everyone in the guest house was gathered by the entrance and understood the current situation. I agree with Mother. We should go and check on Father and the others. Yeah, you're right. There's also the chance that their load is too heavy and they're having trouble carrying it. We should welcome some extra hands. Rosa-san was attacked not long ago. I'm so curious, what's gonna happen if Battler runs into, Beatrice Ava?
Yeah.
That's, that feels like a nightmare scenario for everyone.
In what sense?
I think that, Battler's going to kill that child. Oh. I don't know exactly what the context would be for that, or, how he'd accomplish it, but I feel like that only ends with Ava dying. I don't know. I get the feeling that, Battler feels like the exact, worst matchup for someone like Ava. Rosa-san was attacked not long ago. There's a possibility this is a second disaster. We should act with caution here and... Don't be ridiculous! Act with caution and what? What are you saying? Saying we should stand by and let my husband die when he might be praying for help? I'm going to look. The cowards can stay here. Looking agitated, Ava raised her gun. Judging by her expression, it would be useless for anyone to try to stop her. George, who realized that first, raised his hand. I'll go too. You'll go too, right, Battler-kun? The more people, the better. Sure. Auntie Ava, we're coming with, even if you tell us not to. I'm coming too. I'll be damned if I'm not going to be the only one hiding here where it's safe. Your parents are right there, and they're not going to let you do that, dude. Jessica, you must not go outside. He does have the Pokemon type advantage. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, I think that Battler and, like, Beatrice are, like very, like, sort of, like, matched against each other. Like, their forms of bullshit are very effective against each other. I feel like Ava would end up in a situation with Battler, and she would crumble. I don't think that there's, like, a way that, like, she beats Battler. I don't know why. It's just like a feeling I have in my gut.
I see.
You are to stay here with me. Do you understand? She was essentially implying that those three had been killed already. Anyway, so it was pointless to go outside. Natsuki also realized that she had made a deep gouge in Ava's heart, but she said those words strongly as Jessica's mother. You're right. That would probably be best. Nisan, you and your family keep watch over the gate's house. This is my family and Battler-kun family's problem. And I wonder if Dr. Nanjo would come too, just in case of the worst. Nanjo's like, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to die.
If I was Nanjo, I wouldn't want to.
Like, I'm just like, if I'm Nanjo, I'm just like, this fucking sucks, man. Why the fuck do I always get dragged into this fucking situation? Like, he is like the person with, like, the absolute fucking least to do with all of this shit. This poor bastard. Like, I was also saying that about Kumasawa-san, but look at this fucking bitch right here. Fucking Virgilia. What the fuck do you mean that Kumasawa was this? Fuck. In the hall of the mansion, Battler, Ava, George, and Nanjo found the bodies of Rudolph, Kyrie, and Hideyoshi. It's weird how we're cutting away from the emotional reactions. And, like, Virgilia is just narrating. The fourth twilight to the sixth twilight. Then the course of her pierced the forehead, chest, and stomach with those demon stakes. Yes, into Rudolph's forehead, Hideyoshi's chest, and Kyrie's stomach, one demon stake buried into each. Clothing on all three was disordered, and because of that, it was thought that they had been fighting or running away. Since the three bodies were not found next to each other, it was hypothesized that after coming into contact with the culprit, they attempted some form of resistance. With stakes on the forehead, chest, and stomach. Horrible, just like usual. Renove's like, man, this sucks. I actually really hate this situation. I know I kind of instigated some of it, but... Even though Renove knew it would be superfluous, he thought that maybe he should tell Battler.
Oh.
In actuality, the witch had killed them in a much more horrible way. Beito had advised the witch to restrain herself, which is why the corpses had been left so undamaged. The new and brutal witch, thinking that all she needed to do was get the gouge with the stake part right, might have even just stuck a stake into a lump of meat that wasn't even shaped like a human. Rosa and Maria's corpses would probably have been especially striking. If they had been killed as the Golden Witch had wished, how gruesome would the exposed corpses have been? Beito changed that into a kind of killing that Battler would have called still better. Wanting to have Beito's small bit of thoughtfulness appreciated, he thought of telling Battler that. He's like, should I wingman this? Is this gonna help? It's not gonna help. I shouldn't.
It's not gonna help.
But for Battler, that might do more harm than good. To humans, the gap between being alive and being dead is very large. To ask for Beito's feelings to be accommodated on the grounds that she had hinged to a better way of dying might have made it possible for a demon to pardon her, but there was no way it would work the same for a human. Understanding this, Renove remained silent even though he knew of Beito's modest effort. Just like usual, let's start by checking whether the corpses are dead. Renove, please declare it in red. This is so fascinating because, like, it's like Battler has realized that, like, just watching all of this play out is not going to help him in any way, shape, or form. It's only going to compromise him emotionally. And he's like, I'm going to remove myself from this situation as much as possible in every single aspect. He's definitely thinking much more strategically than the first two times.
For show. For show.
Renove, please, declare it in red. Hey, can't you hear me? Please, declare it in red. This is a repetition request. Rudolph, Kyrie, and Hideyoshi are dead. My apologies. Allow me to decline from repeating that. What the fuck? That's so sudden. What are you planning? Right now, proclaiming the deaths of the victim in red was almost a given in this battle. Refusing to do that was almost like losing by default. So when Renove declined this as his first move, Battler was dumbfounded. My apologies. I hereby humbly relinquish my light to be Milady's agent. Oh.
Oh.
Are they bringing in the they're like, Chester sisters need more screen time. Accordingly, I cannot repeat that in red. The only one qualified to repeat that is Milady. Oh, okay. No, we're getting. He's like, I got a wingman. I gotta get her in here. She's gotta be able to do this. It's a valid point. Renove is but an agent from Bito's side. If Renove steps down from the position of agent, Battler will not accept Bito as an opponent. A new agent must be created. There is no new agent. Please, Battler-sama. Please accept Milady as your game partner once more. Sorry, that's not happening. I definitely won't accept that unpleasant, ruthless bitch as my opponent. Refusing to accept that is the reason I won't abandon this game. Regarding your point about Milady being unpleasant, I apologize in her stead. I shall obtain Milady's pledge that she will not take unpleasant actions again. Yeah, right. Battler-kun, I also apologize to that child's master. I will give her a thorough talking to, so will you please forgive her just this once.
They're such children.
Yeah. Hey, quit that! You're on my fucking side! You're making it sound like I'm the bad guy! No matter how much you guys can apologize, it won't reach my ears. If Bito can say that from her own mouth, well, it's not like I'm gonna listen to her. Alright, that's the only condition under which you will accept that child again. Let us have her apologize. Renove, call forth that child. Is that alright, Battler-kun? Do whatever you want. Don't expect me to forgive her. Go on, call for that irritating witch. You have my thanks, Battler-sama. I will call her now. Milady, Battler-sama is calling for you. I want her to be in here with, like, shining eyes, or like she's just like, he's what?
She's got like a boombox over her shoulders.
God damn it. After a few heartbeats, gold butterflies gathered together in midair and created Bito's form. It was much more docile than the way she had appeared before now. Chikal, Renove. I believe you heard. Is there anything you have to say from your own mouth? It looked as though Bito shrunk slightly under Battler's cold gaze. Several times, Bito made an effort to get the words out of her mouth, but that didn't work so well. This is...
sad.
This is really sad. This is weird. Like, it's weird to say this, but it's like, this is such, like, a human moment for Bito. Like, the idea of, like wanting to say something and then just not being able to find the words or just not having the courage to get it out is so, like, it's such a relatable emotion. And she was just as awkward as someone trying to light a match during a freezing winter night with frozen hands. Even as she did that, the game board was proceeding. In the hall, they had just found the bodies of the new victims and broken down crying. Oh, getting back. Go ahead. Kyrie-san. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Important that we get every second of Battler crying.
Yeah.
Mother, stay strong.
Mother.
Ava's VA does such a good job.
Aren't they all so fucking good?
They're delightful. Mother, stay strong. You're not the only one who's crushed and sad. They probably died instantly. Even if we had arrived immediately after they fell, I'm sure that it would have been too late. No, it wouldn't. He definitely would have been alive. His chest was stabbed with this thing. My husband must have died in extreme pain. Will you come faster? He would have been saved. I just know it. I just know it. Butler-kun, I know it's horrible, but you have to stay strong. I'm fine. I really am, Aniki. Let me cry just a bit longer. Compared to you people, this is nothing. I should be the least sad. So if you let me cry just a little longer, I'll be fine. That isn't true. I can understand how much it must be hurting your heart to have lost both parents. But I still have my mother. I've got it much better than you, Butler-kun. No, you haven't. You haven't the worst, George Aniki. I understand, Aniki. Of all of us, you're the most devastated, the most in pain. George. What's with this George glazing all of a sudden? What the fuck?
You know, Battler.
Yeah.
He's very dramatic.
I know that, so I can't keep on sniveling like this. What? Why do you say that? To me, Dad and Kyrie-san were people I'd eventually part with when I became an independent adult. Since their parents, it's fated that they died before their children. It's just that it happened a little early. It's not like that for you, Aniki. You didn't just lose a parent, you part with eventually. You also lost someone you should have lived your whole life with. You lost Shannon. Damn! Imagine bringing this shit up like this! This is so fucking...
Like, no, you should be sadder!
Because you lost your wife! Battler's crying is so funny. It's so funny to me every time. Every time Battler starts like crying like that, I feel like I'm like looking down. I feel like I'm like looking down at him. I'm like, I want to poke him with a stick.
That's how Beatrice feels. Too.
This is that's Beatrice. That's Beatrice. 100%. George is like, don't fucking bring that up, dude. I just lost my dad. Fuck you. like I honestly, if I was George, I might just slug that guy. It's not like human lives have different weights. Whether it's a baby or an old person, they're all just as precious. But still, the longer the life they had in front of them, the longer the future you could build together, the sadder their death is. Dude! Shut up! Battler!
You know...
Aniki, you were engaged to Shannon, weren't you? You promised that you'd build a life and a home together in the future, didn't you? Compared to how huge that future was, compared to how huge that happiness was, my pain doesn't even come close. You're the most miserable son of a bitch I've ever seen. You were gonna be so happy with Shannon. Everything was gonna be great. You were gonna have so many kids. You would have been happy for decades. Dead!
You're so fucked up, dude.
She was brutally murdered! There was an elaborate locked game! It was a joke! She died as a joke!
I'm praying that you shut the fuck up right now.
You're the saddest sack of shit anyone's ever seen! George!
Move on!
No one would blame you for crying so much more! And yet, just because you're like a big brother to us cousins, you force yourself to act like everything's okay, like your girlfriend didn't just get brutally murdered. Well, you could have maybe done something about it. You had just handed her a ring.
I can't with you. I'm
you
gonna
had
mute
any,
you, man. I'm gonna mute you.
You never got a chance to score, George. She died before you guys could fuck.
Guys, I hate this man. I truly do hate this man. This is why I mute you during your D&D streams.
This is so fucking funny. This is like the funniest, like, this is like some of the funniest Battler has ever been. Oh, I'm like lightheaded. I'm laughing so fucking hard.
Good!
Give me like
You're
2
fine,
seconds.
man.
Give me like 2 seconds. I need to grab like
No,
an aspirin.
kill yourself.
I need to grab an
Promptly.
aspirin. Oh.
Promptly kill yourself.
Holy shit.
Everyone, raise your hand if you think that that should kill himself.
It's just like killing. It's just like. It's so funny to me that it's just like, man, I love my girlfriend so much. Kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself. Oh shit, I'm grabbing a drink. I'll be right back.
Uh-huh. What am I gonna do about this guy, y'all? Can someone else take him?
I like how you're not willing to like leave me out in the street or whatever, but you're like, not me. Can anyone else rehome this man?
No, there's some people in the chat that like you. They'll adopt you.
Wow, that's so nice. That's so kind of them.
Yeah. Go ahead, guys.
Alright, back to it. I can't promise I'm gonna be any better. Stop it, Battler-kun! George was trying to make a calm smile, but he couldn't any longer, and a single hot tear leaving a streak down his face, because Battler wouldn't stop talking about his dead fiancé.
He's so funny.
How could I possibly not be sad? I think of Shannon and all the futures we imagined together. We talked of so many. Imagine you're Ava hearing this, and you're like, he's more sad about that bitch that you couldn't stand and had to get away from your frickin' precious boy than his own dead father who's cooling on the floor right now.
It was very normal about everything right now, as you can imagine.
Like, God, I was laughing so hard. Like my forehead is tight. Like my temples are like, oh.
Bro, your voice was cracking like crazy.
I felt it. I felt it in my heart. I felt that bit in my heart. We talked of so many dreams. The hundred years of our human lives would have never been enough to make them all come true. If those dreams, not even the very first one, having her move into my family register, we couldn't even have that. So how could I possibly not be sad? Compared to that, I mean, I didn't give a shit about my dad. I mostly just cared about my mom. And Kyrie, I said, was like cool, but she wasn't like my mom or anything.
True. That is really Battler's feelings.
I'm still thinking about like how they were both going to be born on the same day, but then I miscarried, and I'm like, uh-huh.
Definitely not the most suspicious thing.
Like if this was any other thing, I'd immediately be like, okay, so Battler's like actually Kyrie's kid or whatever. Like there was like a swap or something like that. There'd be no other reason for it. Like here, I'm like I think that Ryukishi could like still like have like the pump fake on that. Like the double back on it, where it's like, no, it actually was, and like here, like Battler is actually like the other person's. Like, do we even have her name? Like Battler's mom's name?
Asumu?
Asumu, yes, thank you. Like, I'm so torn between like the obvious, like, yeah, of course Battler is actually Kyrie's kid or whatever, and there was a swap. Like Asumu was the one who actually miscarried or whatever. Because, like, otherwise there's, like, no point to making that detail. But, like, on the other hand, I'm like, but Ryukishi could double fake. I believe that Ryukishi would double fake that.
Double fake.
The pump fake, if you will. Oh, no, it was straight. It was straight the whole time. Compared to that, like I said, I have no right to cry anymore. You're way more sad than me, and I just lost both of my parents. You're pathetic, George. You'll never amount to anything in life, and the only thing you had going for you was the fact that you were dating Shannon, and now she's dead, and you're stuck alone in the ruins of your life. Your dad's not even around anymore. It's just your mom, and she's losing her fucking mind right now. When you're holding back, Haneki, what right do I have to shed any more tears? We're the same! No! You're way worse than I am, George, in every way, shape, and form imaginable! Even our crying sprites are leagues apart!
I'm so tired, guys.
Both of us feel the exact same sadness from losing the ones we love. No! You have to be way more sad! Because I can make it all back! You can't! That was your one shot, George! So there's nothing saying you don't have the right to cry compared to me. And there's nothing saying I have to hold back my tears any longer either. Aniki. And then they kissed.
The cousins!
Eddie, I don't think that's gonna stop this game. I remember what the fuck was happening in that fucking hidden mansion. But no, that would never happen because George doesn't deserve to be happy. Shannon and I always talked about our futures together, and now she's dead! And my dad, he's dead too! It hurts! It really hurts!
I wish to ban this streamer.
She never even touched my wiener, man!
Kill yourself
you
challenge.
You know what? This may be the most merciful ad break for non-subscribers in the entire world.
I wish I wasn't. I wish Paul hadn't given me. I wish I wasn't subscribed right now. I'm gonna hang up on Discord. Actually, that's easier.
No. You're in for it. You're part of it. Eddie. You wanted this. You begged for this. You were like, why wouldn't you? Do you not love me, Det? Oh God. Be careful what you wish for, everyone. Be very careful what you wish for. Alright, I guess we'll just keep going. Fuck it. As Battler and George hugged each other tightly, they cried a waterfall of tears over each other's shoulders for the people important to them. Do you understand why I said that George Haneke is the most in pain? It's because he's a fucking loser, and he'll never get another shot. I'm a Chad. I've got all the shots in the world to make a family. That's it. George is cooked. I was listening, so I understand. The sadness is proportional to the length of time that would have been spent together in their lives after that. Of course you can't just calculate it just like that, though, even though that's exactly what I'm saying. We humans aren't like you witches. You see, we give a shit about people. We have a finite time we're alive to the moment we die, and we live it with our utmost strength. I can't forgive anyone who makes light of that. Never mind someone who sneers at it and toys with it. Yo, this fucking track rips. I'm gonna ring Eddie one more time. Eddie, please come home. This song's good. This song's really good. God, I love Umineko so fucking much. Discord kicked me off the call. Hey, babe. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Are you done?
I don't know what you're talking.
Are you done? Are you done?
I need you to know the temptation to keep going is so strong. I've never felt something more strongly in my life. I'm gonna hold off, but I need you to know the desire is so big. And just imagine that monkey's paw and that finger just curling up.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Never mind someone who sneers at it and toys with it. A person like you, whose very concept of death is all screwed up, probably can't understand that. It isn't just the length of time we'd lived afterwards. Staring at the lives of people living with all their strengths, that's what I can't forgive the most. George Haneke has gone through his life hell-bent on doing his best, and he's fucked it up every single time. He must have shown up today with heroic determination in order that he could marry Shan and Shan. It's completely different from me, who's really good at things just naturally and doesn't have to try. A guy who was just feeling happy to be able to meet his cousins again for the first time in ages. But still, Bito, for now, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Listen. She is a kid being disciplined. This is so funny. In a way, I do understand where you're coming from. You say that you need to continue murdering according to that weird epitaph for your own resurrection. So if I keep the circumstances of your position in mind, I can just barely understand your murders. Because for you, that's a necessary action. In that case, all further unnecessary actions are your own meaningless, cruel hobby. In other words, if killing 6 people from the first Twilight is a necessary action for you, all that show of crushing their faces, slitting their stomachs, and stuffing them full of sweets is your own, completely unnecessary preference for cruelty. I absolutely cannot forgive this aspect of you. Damn. When Auntie Rosa was repeatedly killed in horrible ways, he said she'll be brought back to life in the end, so it doesn't matter how she kills her. Or something like that, I hear. Gilead told me. That was, well, the idea that you can kill them as many times as you want, as long as you bring them back to life in the end, is completely unnecessary action of toying with a life, isn't it? If you're going to kill them, get it over with. Don't toy with them. If you aren't going to kill them, then don't tease them. You're taking advantage of the fact that you can do as you will with people's lives, and you've forgotten the sanctity of life. So I can't accept you. I definitely can't accept my opponent as my opponent, a person who doesn't know the weight of a life and the sadness when that life is lost. That is why the endless magic is known as a black art. An endless witch has no concept of the finite. They have no concept of the finite, of the end of which that is implied by breaking and killing. For that reason, Endless Witch sometimes treats the gaps between life and death as though it was a Chinese jump rope. They start jumping back and forth over it. Chinese jump rope? Is there a difference? It is a very, very frightening thing. That is why, as an Endless Witch and out of my own desire, I never reached your level. Virgilia had told Bito that countless times before, but Bito had been too young and to obediently listen to these words. She had been too wild. She had been possessed by that detestable pleasure. I had always been told not to break vases. That's what made me want to break them someday. And when I gained the endless magic, and I learned that I could fix it back to normal no matter how much I broke it, I was surprised at how fun it was to break a vase. That's called the forbidden honey. People are not captivated by what's inside. They are captivated by the lock that seals it. It is truly deplorable. I want to ask you, Virgilia, why does this thing called the endless magic exist? For what purpose does it exist in this world? I feel like he's like a hair's breadth away from like admitting that witches are real if he's asking these questions. Like he's like skirting it, you know? It is not limited to the endless magic. All magic exists to bring happiness to the human world. After everything that happened, it may be difficult for you to believe, you badly could. But we witches trained in order to bring blessings to the human world, to become a bridge between humans and those who are not human. How the hell does reviving the dead and torturing them to death over and over again help the human world? When a vase that is an important memento is broken, if by fixing it everyone would regain their smiles, I would repair it with my magic as many times as necessary. However, I would not be fixing it in order to break it again. I would be reviving it to give humans happiness. In that case, Bito, you fail as an endless witch. There's something that's just come to me. Why do I keep going on with this strange game against you? Maybe this game isn't a game to make me submit. Couldn't it be a test for you to be accepted as an endless witch in its true meaning? Is this whole thing just been like, please start acting right, Beatrice, you fucking useless bitch? I don't know about that. The reason I proposed this game to you was, simply as a way to kill time. There was no one's ulterior motive. Just now, I heard the definition of a witch from a Virgilia. By that definition, you, Bito, are not even a witch. You'd be an apprentice who's in the middle of her training and misunderstands her own power. This was supposedly a fight between a witch and a human. In that case, someone like you, who isn't a witch, is not qualified to be my opponent. Understand? I am still only an apprentice, you say. And when will I be accepted as your opponent once again? When can we resume this game? Oh, she's so desperate. Oh, she is about to break down. This feels like she is like 5 seconds away from confessing. Who knows? At the very least, it isn't now. When you fully understand what I've said and become a real witch, I will probably accept you as my opponent in this game once more. I can't understand if you say it so abstractly like that. Really tell me what I should do to earn your forgiveness. No, I've said enough. You think about the rest. I've said everything I want to say. If you can't understand it, try talking with Virgilia and Renove. A brat like you should start off by listening to what the adults say. Virgilia, I will suspend the game for now. Now that Renove has stepped down as representative, all we can do is wait for Bito to gain the qualifications of a proper opponent. Understood. Until Bito has been accepted as having gained those qualifications, the game will proceed without an opponent. Is that alright with you too, Bito? I have no objections. So one time in a place where I can think of the leisurely pace. Hey, take my leave now. Yeah, sure. I'll see you later. Wait, don't make that dejected face. Sorry about that. Letting everything inside my heart show up on my face is part of my personality. I cannot deceive. In that case, there's hope for you yet. Let me promise you one thing. In this game with you, I might win, and I might lose. It's also possible that it'll be a victory by default for me if you don't come back. At that point, Battler stopped talking for a second, and he spoke forcefully. However, I definitely won't be the one to step down. I definitely won't give you a victory by default. I will keep on waiting here for you to sit there again as my worthy opponent. Thank you, Battler. I will definitely come back and be accepted by you. Kinzo's like pissing and shitting and throwing up and crying and like what? He's like, what the fuck? I'm gonna go back in time and kill that kid. I'm gonna kill his dad. I'm gonna kill myself before he's born. Fuck you. that man's witches. Looking at that expression, Battler strongly believed that her face could tell no lies.
I love the music.
Yeah. That track kicked ass. Oh yeah, by the way, back to this. God, this is one of those things where, like, I really could not give less of a shit what's actually happening here. You know? It's like... Chapter 2 was such a pile of shit. Oh my god.
What do you mean?
We had 5 hours, it felt like, of George and Shannon.
Okay.
5 hours when this was on the next... Like, this was next.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Which episode is your favorite episode?
Or for gore.
Okay, which episode is your least favorite episode? I feel like, if anything, you're gonna remember that.
I'm not saying.
It's 2. Just say 2.
I'm not saying.
I thought that this one has been more fun than 2. Oh, 100%. The fact that everyone has... Like, this is like... 2 is where they're like, wait, this is magic anime bullshit? And then this is the one where they're like, yeah, it's magic anime bullshit. None of this shit actually matters. Fuck yeah. The 7 survivors returned to the guest house once more. By now it was clear that those who went out to the outside would not be able to return alive. Rudolph's group had gone out holding 2 guns and 1 master key, but those had been lost. It was more than clear by now that they had been stolen by the culprit. Since the windows were closed from the shutters, they wouldn't open even if the culprit had the master key. They sealed the front doors and all other doors to the outside with chains, and further blocked them with sofas and tables. Given the culprit had decided to break through violent means, it wouldn't be easy for them. At this point, the typhoon may actually be fortunate. If it was clear outside, it might have been possible for them to set fire to the guest house. If there wasn't a typhoon in the first place, the boat would have arrived before noon. I'm not sure you can call that a cloud's silver lining. Eva-san, how are you feeling physically? If I was Ava, I might actually just shoot her for that. Please, try to take it easy. Thank you. I still have a temperature, but now isn't the time to be saying things like that. Now is not the time to be stuck in bed, for the children's sake as well. There's so much crying for Hideyoshi's body. Aya had now gained a strong self-awareness that she was a mother, and her expression conveyed a strong will. Actually, her fever still hadn't gone down. She was aware of that. Whenever she wasn't galvanizing herself, she felt the fever starting to make her mind hazy again. By this point, the first floor was the final line of defense made by Kraus, Natsu, and Ava. The children and the guests, Nanja, had been strongly warned to not carelessly come downstairs. If the culprit had used a ladder or something, it probably wouldn't be impossible for them to attack from upstairs, but it wouldn't be easy for them to break those sturdy shutters from such an unstable position. It was comparatively safer upstairs compared to downstairs. Battler and George had hoped to remain downstairs as well, to fight in the worst-case scenario, but Ava had rejected that. In her mind, George was now her only family. It seems as though she didn't even want to expose him to the danger of coming downstairs to the first floor. Kraus and Natsu could also understand that feeling. I love how we've gotten basically nothing from Battler's perspective this chapter. A great deal of time. I mean, like, we've gotten, like, you know, above the game board Battler, but, like, that's not the same. A great deal of time has now passed since they once again barricaded themselves in. In the cousin's room upstairs, Battler, George, and Jessica were setting date. Just as I was saying it. Fuck. Their ears not even registering that the TV had been left on. For a while, Nanja had been with them, and they tried to send them words to cheer them up. Like, I'm just imagining that this group, like, these group of 4, and, like, we never even really check in on them after Maria dies. And, like, that feels like such, like, a huge blow to them specifically that I'm kind of shocked we haven't gotten that. But when he realized he might actually be having the opposite effect, he disappeared up into his own upstairs room. George kept looking dazedly at the photographs inserted in his notebook. They were from the time where he had taken a vacation to Okinawa with Shannon. Shannon's happy smile was contained within his photographs. He didn't give a fuck about his dad. George could remember the temperature and the humidity, the warmth and strength of the wind. And even what he had been talking about with her at the same time those photos had been taken, as clearly as though it had been yesterday. So to George, they weren't simply photos, but a door to bring back warm memories. In this room, though the sound of the typhoon and TV should have entered George's hearing, it was the scenery of Okinawa he had seen with her, and her laughing voice that reached his eyes and ears. After meeting Shannon, George had made the decision to be reborn. He had sworn to separate himself from the timid person he had once been, easily caught up in the atmosphere, unable to refuse a request, and easily used by those around him. Instead, he decided to be a groomer. He had resolved himself to become a strong man who would make her life even more joyous and fucked up. So, if he hadn't met Shannon, a man called Ushiromiya George would probably have had a very different life, one where he didn't almost basically commit a crime. And the George of that different life surely wouldn't have been as excellent a man as he was now. As he now was. A man who would decide to date a servant who is like 5 or 6 years young, 5 or 6 years younger than him. The way he was now, he was for the God. Why? I started talking shit about George and Shannon, and here we are. God damn it! Fuck!
Karma, bitch.
I talk about like how weird it is how we haven't talked about the cousins at all, and here we are. Fuck!
Karma, bitch.
The way he was now, he was for the sake of Shannon. For the sake of this 17-year-old girl he, a 24-year-old man, was about to marry. He found himself wondering why he exists. But with that same Shannon was now gone, he found himself wondering why he exists. You're right, George. You should kill yourself. Isn't it completely meaningless? Yes. A deep, deep sadness as though he himself had become empty. That feeling had tormented him the whole time. However, until Badler had told him, he hadn't been aware of the feeling himself, because he's an idiot. He finally remembered that he should have cried much, much more, but he didn't, because he's a sociopath who was using this young woman. So he had cried. Just like Badler, he had cried himself dry. By now, his eyes were bright red and swollen, and he could not cry anymore, because he's a heartless bastard. He never even cried a single tear for his dad. So George did his best to change his way of thinking. He decided to stop giving a shit about anyone other than himself. He decided to think that he was not meaningless, that he should be grateful to Shannon for giving him such a character. Dead lives are not revived. He would have to get over being separated from his beloved. If he were to come after Shannon by killing himself, she would surely be deeply dejected, because she would have realized that he was going to hell. It would be the same the other way around, too. If he had died and Shannon chased after him, throwing away her own life, he wouldn't be able to forgive himself, because she would be in heaven. So he chose to surpass his emotions of sadness and anger, and decided to thank her. Meeting Shannon had made his days rich and full, and had taught him the meaning of working hard for other people's sake. As a result, she had shaped him into the person he had wanted to be. He had thought that he should thank her for that. By doing that, he tried to quell his sadness. But each time he did, he remembered Shannon's smile. This song slaps. It's a shame that it's a George bit. He knew it, logically. He understood that grieving any more than this would make him only make her grieve in heaven. Yet he couldn't stop his sadness. Bro, he doesn't give a shit about his dad.
Nah.
What the fuck? He only gives a shit about this 16-year-old girl he's dating. This 16-year-old servant girl that works for him.
Mm-hmm.
Kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself. Okay. Why? People dying makes us sad. Battler, come on, this is obvious. It was though he was speaking to him on behalf of all humans. He probably hadn't been asking anyone, but Jessica answered. Partings are always sad, no matter what they're like. When, for example, the person is old, there's some time it's going to happen. When it's expected in advance and you know it's a farewell that must come sooner or later, you can spend a long time softening the blow of that sadness. Sudden misfortune is probably sad because you aren't even allowed that, even that. I see, yeah. Sure, if they get sick or something and you end up bedridden by a hospital for several years, you might be able to ready yourself for bit by bit. It wouldn't happen suddenly someday. You don't even have that much time. The sadness for which you would normally spend several years softening closes in on you all at once. No wonder it's tough. Sometimes it might even cause a sadness great enough to leave a scar for life. Enough to leave a scar for life, he said. It's like grandfather's occult hobby. That was what they worshipped about it. But maybe Beatrice was his lover, who died a long time ago, and he was so sad that he couldn't pull himself back together. And that's why he started sacrificing the rest of his life to the research of the occult in order to revive the dead. That's what they said. In that case, grandfather succeeded in that miracle, which it made in his last moments. I like this. I like her outfit when she's like more like modern dressed. This portrait kind of sucks a little bit.
Listen, they only had enough money.
The culprit would be the revived Beatrice, with grandfather being reunited with her at the moment he was killed. Pretty ironic, he revived her, only then to be killed by her. Even so, grandfather was probably able to meet her. He gambled half of his life, and even though it was only for a short time, he was probably reunited with the woman he wished to see once again. It's too bad that she does not give a shit about that man. It's all about Battler now. Except he got totally roasted. Ooh, probably wanted a bit more than that out of half of the life research. I wouldn't say that. Even if it was only for an instant, grandfather must have been happy to be reunited with the woman he loved. It's so fucked up to me that George is the one empathizing with Kinzo in this moment. Even if his sin of defying life's providence was punished by God, his body was burned and sent down to hell, and even if the reunion he got in return only lasted a very short time. George Nissan. I wouldn't care if I met with the wrath of God and had my body burned, even if it was just for a short time. If I could revive that 16-year-old servant that I was going to marry, I would sacrifice the rest of my life into the same research as grandfather, only for that 16-year-old. Only for the 16-year-old that worked for my family. 5 minutes would be enough. I just want to talk with that 16-year-old my family hired again. Was born in a state orphanage. In a state orphanage run by my grandfather. True love is when the woman that you loves you roasts you because you got to see her again. Even just 1 minute would be fine. In exchange, I wouldn't mind sacrificing the rest of my life. That's right, George. Kill yourself. When George and Battler and Jessica realized their quit this discussion was hurting George, they had no choice but to shut their mouths. It's a shame that all the interesting things in this game are immediately shut down by George. George directed his thoughts at Kinzo's life. They saw him sacrifice half of his life to research that no one could understand. On the very last day of his life, he revived the person he loved the most, and probably succeeded in his reunion in his final moments. I don't know how much time they got to spend together. I don't know whether they were given an hour or just 5 minutes. However, in that moment, all that time he had sacrificed for his research must have been rewarded. Even though he spent decades to gain it, that small amount of time must have been enough to reward him. Until today, I never believed in the occult, or magic, or anything. Somewhere in my heart, I even made fun of grandfather's research as nothing more than indulgence. However, I won't make fun of it anymore. No, to the contrary, I strongly believe that it does exist. If that power of belief can become miracles, I'll probably throw away all of my studies until today and spend the rest of my life from today onward studying magic. He's like, man, I'm gonna be the new Kinzo. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, George. You're going to find, like, the tragic love child of you and your lover, and then you're going to groom her into thinking that she's the same person?
Whoa. Now you're putting words in his mouth.
That's exactly what he said. George is a terrorist. Giving me the power of magic, and a miracle which lets me meet Shannon again. Sorry, you too. I must be going mad. If you could revive the dead with magic, people would probably be studying it everywhere around the world. But things like that don't exist in reality. No one studies it. That's because they know that the dead can't be brought back with magic. Sorry for saying such weird things. It's my fault the atmosphere here got so strange. Sorry for making you worry about me, even though this is hard on everybody. Even though I did it to divert myself from my sadness, maybe I did something strange. Maybe I did say something strange. If I kept talking about something so weird, it probably sure won't heal their sadness. But even so, that doesn't mean I can withstand the silence. I'll go downstairs and get another cup of coffee. My mother is very particular about how to make a cup of coffee. Does anyone want a refill? Battler and Jessica Chan lightly shook their heads. Without being any more persistent than that, I took my mug and left the room. I did visit Dr. Nanjo's room to ask whether he wanted any more coffee as well, but he said he didn't want any more. It seems as though my mother's orthodox method of making coffee wasn't universally appreciated. One time, I had Shannon drink some that I brewed by that method, but she told me that while it was delicious, it was a little strong, if I remember her words. Shannon, it's no good. Even though I left the room to change my mood, I still don't give a shit about my dad. That image of Shannon's face that's filling my head hasn't faded in the slightest. The fun days I shared with her are becoming more and more vivid, and I felt saddened that I was not even allowed to see her dead face. According to her parents, it seems as though she was killed with something like a gun or a spear. I'm sure they were just trying to console me, but they had said that her face from death had been very beautiful and peaceful. Wonder if she's wearing the engagement ring I gave her last night. If she accepted my engagement, she should have had it on the ring finger of her left hand. Last night, our heads were both full of each other, and we weren't composed at all. Shannon had accepted the ring semi-boldly, but she might have regretted that as a rash action once she cooled her head. She might have taken the ring off. I wonder if she has the ring on now. I, at least, want to be sure of that much. I want to know her final feelings. However, even if I do check that, it's not as if she'll be revived. I wonder what will happen to her body. After the autopsy, it'll probably be immediately cremated. Then I'll never be able to see her face, even her dead face, for all eternity. Because of the shock of losing Shannon, am I going a little crazy? I don't want Shannon's body to be burned. If she's burned, she'll turn to ash, and never again will it be possible for her to revive. They say that cremation is disliked in Western tradition, because on the day of resurrection there would be no body to revive. Because of that, it seems that great criminals in the Western history were often cremated after execution as a punishment. I don't think that's true, but okay. And their ashes were sometimes scattered in rivers and such. In other words, to Western people, death is nothing more than a sleep until resurrection. It's essential. Is George going to become a born-again Christian? It is essential that the corpse is left after death. In other words, that's because Western people knew of the existence of a miracle to revive the dead. But that miracle didn't exist in Japan, so we burned them. Now I understand. I understand why Grandfather idolized the Western occult. From the beginning, it had all been only for that reason. Just to revive the person dear to him, Grandfather had spent the rest of his remaining life researching the Western occult. The situation surrounding us right now is abnormal. Grandfather had revived his beloved Beatrice, and that Beatrice had carried out a terrible serial murder. Chains of locked rooms that were impossible without the use of magic. In some Christian lore, bodies need to be intact at the end times. Yes, absolutely, I'm aware. I was raised Catholic, I get it. I know. Yeah, sounds like George is gonna be converted. He's gonna start talking about like epistles and talking about like papal convents and like bylaws. He's gonna be like that kind of like Catholic adult convert. The Gold Witch, Beatrice, the incarnation, the miracle of the Western occult, also the culprit who killed Shannon. I should hate that being, and yet for some reason I want to cling on to the hope she represents. I wonder if she could use that miraculous magic that Grandfather spent his life espousing to revive Shannon. According to the Ushiromiya family legend, Grandfather was met her long ago and was given a vast quantity of gold. Confessed that he proposed to a minor. No, the church would be cool with that. Then, if I also met her, instead of gold, would she give me Shannon's life? In return, she could impose any kind of devil's contract. For that, I would sacrifice all of my remaining life. George probably couldn't have believed or noticed that right behind him, the witch herself stood, listening to his voiceless wish. Beatrice had been listening now to everything George and the others had to say since their discussion just now in the cousin's room. She's like, I gotta understand how these fucking people work. Battler had told her that she didn't know the weight of a human life, and wanted to understand that in her own way, she had stealthily visited and listened to their discussion. You say that this is your wish. If I could grant that, then I would be accepted as a witch. Vita looked at the palms of both of her hands. She had handed over most of her previously surging magical power when the new witch had succeeded the name of Endless Witch.
Bye, Video Tree.
See you, Video Tree. Take care. Of course, even now, her magic power still made her worthy of being called a witch. It did not even compare to her previous strength. Even without the endless magic, I am a great witch whose name is thundered through 1,000 years. Reviving the dead is no trouble at all. Inside her head, she thought about several magical methods for reviving the dead. Even magic that she could do easily in the past would be difficult with her current magic power. She thought of something, then clicked her tongue and repeated this several times. In the end, she finally thought of a single spell. That was a spell she couldn't use by herself. It was a spell that witches with weak power used, that relied on the aid of others. In the past, Bito had looked down upon that type of magic. Therefore, she frantically tried to think if there wasn't any other possible spell. She's like, no, that's cringe. I don't like to work with other people. But in the end, she couldn't think of one and slumped over in self-derision. And then, careful not to surprise him, she softly called out, softly to George's heart. Oh. Can you hear my voice? I can hear. Who are you? Are you really that witch, Beatrice? Or else are you an illusion created by my sadness? If it's the former, I wish you to hear my wish. And it's the latter, just leave me alone. Conversations in the world of the mind are a lot like those in a dream. When you dream, haven't you ever had the experience of casually accepting something that would have been absurd in the real world? The conversation in this world was like that. So even though a witch had appeared and started talking to George, he was not surprised. I am the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Normally, you and I would not be able to talk together like this. However, you are strongly conscious of me and wish to have a discussion, so both of our channels are able to match like this. The person who killed Shannon, I don't care if it was you or someone else taking on your name, as long as you exist as a real witch, I would pay any compensation. If you desire my life, you can take it right now. Please, I want you to bring Shannon back to life. If that's possible, then at least I would just like to be allowed to talk to her for a short while. Please, I require no compensation. I shall grant that wish. Really? You'll bring Shannon. However, my current magic power is not sufficient to use the resurrection magic. Therefore, I must rely on your help. If there's something I can do, I'll do anything. Even if that means taking my heart out right here and now, I will not hesitate. She's so fixated on killing himself. It's like, please, let me kill myself. I'll kill myself. Will killing myself help? Say what?
Pretty please kill myself?
Pretty please? Pretty please, can I kill myself? I'm telling you that I don't require something like that. She's like, God damn this dude. I may cast a spell. Then a gap would open the door to Hades. But as I am now, I do not have the power to bring Shannon's soul up through the gap. However, if you who has strong feelings for Shannon, you should be able to change those feelings into magic and bring her soul out without fail. I want to imagine this happens when Cannon's soul comes out. I still haven't turned off that theory that they're all the same person.
I thought you were making a joke about their names.
No.
Ow.
You okay?
Yeah.
Bring your soul out without fail. What do you say? Will you help me? Of course I will. Shannon's life will be revived. I'm not afraid to lose everything. Who are all the same person? Oh, Cannon, Shannon, and Beatrice. I'm still stuck on that idea that they're all like different aspects of the same person, like driven by, like a dissociative identity disorder brought on by like trauma. George's fist shook in silence. Then he slowly regained consciousness. He'd been absent-mindedly standing near the window in the hall the whole time, his mug still in his hands. In the real world or the magic world? I think in the real world. I think in the magic world they're all kind of like separate beings. I think like the real world explanation, and like one of the reasons why you have like stuff like there are at maximum 18 people on this island, is like to allow for the case of there actually being technically less because they're all the same person. And then the witch from his dream was still there. It isn't a dream. Shut the fuck up. Be quiet. I am very fragile now. If any more humans appear now, I will not be able to preserve this form. I shall grant your wish, so stay silent for now. Alright? George covered his mouth with both hands and forcefully nodded several times. As he did, he almost dropped the mug he was holding. George frantically juggled it around and caught it. Why is he like this, dude? He was afraid that if it fell to the floor and made a loud sound, the witch's form might disappear like a bubble popping. He softly set the mug on the floor and stared once again at the witch in front of him. Her form didn't disappear. It wasn't a dream. Come, let us go to the parlor where Shannon sleeps. With the power of your feelings, we will bring back your soul. You say go, but how? My mother and the others are downstairs. There's no way they'd let me go outside. Didn't you just say that you wouldn't be able to preserve your form if another human appeared? Come to think of it, that is true. Beatrice is like, damn, I'm so used to being too strong. So Kraus and the others are downstairs. In that case, we definitely cannot go down. Well then, we just need to go to the mansion without going downstairs, right? It's simple. Vito laughed as though she had thought of a pleasant prank. With her golden pipe, she lightly tapped a window with its shutter closed. When she did, 3 gold butterflies appeared from the pipe and opened the lock on the window as though melting it. George, you fucking moron! They're all dead! They're all dead now! The window opened without a sound. The shutter beyond it was exactly the same. The fast one set itself, and also without making a sound, and it quietly opened. The window opened, exposing the wind and the rain outside the mansion. Perhaps because of the direction of something related to the construction of the building, the wind did not blow inside. Because of that, for a while, George felt as though this entrance opening to the outside was a dream or an illusion, and he couldn't accept it as real. Come, let us go. Come with me. Oh, she fly. Vito gently floated upwards. It was a natural action, like that of a diver enjoying an underwater stroll. It made it easy to believe that if you acted as though she did, you might be able to float in the sky just as though you were swimming in the water. No, George did not believe that. So, without thinking, just as she... Wait. No, George did believe that, excuse me. So,
very different.
Yeah. So, without thinking, just as she had done, he also gently, as though swimming in the water, moved his feet. Is he going to die because he jumped out the window? Oh. Oh, not bad. So you learned how to dance in the sky faster than I could explain it. George was shocked to find himself floating in midair like he was swimming. Of course, Vito was also shocked that George, who should have just been acquainted with magic, had learned to do that just by instinct. I want to imagine that this is all magic bullshit, and that we're going to cut back to, like, the real world, and George is, like, dead on the ground in front of the house.
Bruh.
He just stepped out of a window. To be able to fly in the air, swim in the air, you must not think of the logic, accept it as a natural thing. You must not think back upon human doctrines such as those from Newton and Einstein. It surely was okay with him almost dying. Yep. Especially when flying high in the sky. Inexperienced witches sometimes fall. I accept it as true. I accept it as true. George repeated these words over and over. You must not deny magic, no matter what. To deny that would be the same as to throw away what might be, his first and last chance to revive Shannon. However, compared to Vito, who elegantly drifted like smoke, George's movements were clearly similar to someone underwater. Therefore, if he didn't make a movement like kicking his feet in the water every once in a while, he would slowly be dragged down by the force of gravity. I shall praise this as being a better performance than the first time I danced in the sky. Here we go. Come with me. Vito beckoned to George and gently flew into the stormy sky. It was just like a scene from a fairy tale. The scene unfolding before George's eyes felt entirely like an extension of his dream. Being able to fly is incredible, but so is the wind and the rain. What's this? Are the wind and the rain tormenting you? I can teach you the magic to block against that, but it might be too early for you. It might be a misuse of time right now. Yes, magic I need isn't that. Without losing to the wind and the rain, George wore a strong-willed gaze. I really hate that, like, the second I'm like, man, fuck Chapter 2, fuck George and Shannon, nothing but George and Shannon. Yep, the mansion is coming into sight. I will regret my words and my deeds. Hold out just a little longer. If you fall now, you'll hit the bushes in the rose garden. The undulating rose garden was spread beneath the witch and George's gaze. Fantasy-like scene no longer surprised George. Only the gradually approaching mansion was reflected in his eyes. Wait for me. I will definitely revive you. Meanwhile, the cruel new witch could be seen staring at the guest house from a different location, and wouldn't you know it, the window was open. Now, all that's left of the 7th and 8th Twilights. There's 2 more, and my obligation to that predecessor fag is finished. I'll kill Kraus and Natsuhi, together like a happy couple. How are the targets, Nia? Is that supposed to be like a Bugs Bunny reference? Like, yeah, what's up, dog?
I don't know. I can look it up.
Right. In the lobby on the first floor of the guest house, both targets and Ushiromiya Ava required. Measuring anti-magic power. Data linked to 410. 410, data received. Anti-magic power extremely low. Ava just goes outside, they're tuning in abalone on a shopping board. What would you ask of us, great lady Beatrice? Give us the order. We will snipe right away. Please, your orders. You guys are really convenient furniture. Very different from old second-hand furniture, which only has enough talent to gouge corpses, right? Yes, sir, sisters. Please show me your skill again. Prepare to attack. Carry the corpses out again, okay? Right? Because I'll play with them a lot. No complaints, okay, Renove? Right, certainly. By that time, the witch noticed something, as though some presence had disappeared. Was it her imagination? Did you feel some kind of presence just now? I don't need to feel it. My apologies, I didn't notice anything. Please forgive me. We were in the middle of observing the guest house, so our peripheral surveillance was turned off. I love how she says that completely straight-faced. The straight-faced Nikki is, like, so funny.
Nikki?
This George stuff would all be really sweet if it wasn't for, you know, the gaps and dynamics. Yeah, that's the shame. They really could have easily fixed this. Just make Shannon a little bit older. Not even that much, just a couple years. What about you, Lucifer-chan? Did you feel a presence? For just an instant, Lucifer sent a glance at Renove, questioning whether she should answer honestly or not. Renove gave a small nod in response. No, my apologies, Beatrice-sama. Nothing from us. Forgive us the stupidity, as we only need second-hand furniture. I see. If a great demon like you says that, then it must be my imagination. The witch stared persistently in the direction the presence had disappeared to. That was the direction of the rose garden. Beyond that, she could see the mansion's dark silhouette faded by lightning. It took her quite some time before she pushed her unsatisfied feelings aside, and once again turned to face the guest house. Wow. I think that's a good place to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least save it. I think I'm okay with this for right now. You know, this feels like a decent stopping point.
Okay.
It has only been like an hour and 45 minutes though. I don't know if I want to. I must say I don't know if I want to do more Umineko, but I think maybe like would you mind if we kept like streaming for a little bit longer, like just doing something else?
Like what?
I don't know. I could like fire up Kingdom Hearts. We could do Power Wash Simulator. Just anything. I just need to stop talking so much for a little while, you know?
Well, wouldn't you still be talking in Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, but like not nearly as much. I'd be like doing dialogue for the non-voice cutscenes, and we're about to get into all the voice cutscenes. Alright.
I want you to like it.
All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here for a little bit. Eddie's gonna get her chicken nuggets, and I'm probably gonna grab a snack, and then we'll see what's going on when we get back. We may or may not be back depending on what's going on. In the meantime, thank you. Yeah, so definitive, really. In the meantime, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. We'll see you guys here in a little while, or not. Bye bye, everybody.
So promising.